evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I am your host, the Joel Hewitt. I'm here with the off-season champion, Pete Millier, and Dragon Slayer 6'9". Alex can't see the woods for the trees. How the devil are we doing, boys?
Good.
I'll just say, Alex, you're going to have to explain Dragon Slayer 6'9" for me, brother.
Adam Troutman, the man that has a fish mouth and will talk some stuff. Apparently he called me out for chatting absolute garbage about Bo Nix. So here you are, bro.
Get him told. Oh, God bless. Oh man, that has tickled me. Thank you very much for that, Alex. Decent week. All round, outside of like some like weird football that we've watched, but we're all good in ourselves, I hope.
Yeah, all good. Aside from football is good, life was good, work is good, you guys are good. And a productive weekend.
I was going to say hit the trifecta, and then you snuck a fourth in there, and my brain stopped, and I was like, oh no, we did the quad. Yeah.
It's been a great weekend, to be fair. What about yourself, Alex?
I lived La Vida Loca. I was pushed and pulled and moved into all many different locations. But we are here. Everything is cool. We're all all right. Everything's fine. A lot of people really liked this weekend. We'll get into it later, but I hated it. I thought it was awful.
Well, I can't wait to see how much you did. I didn't enjoy that. Let's hit up the news.
Zazu. Yes, sir. News from the underground.
Zazu, sir. News from the underground. As you can see, we are bear themed today, Pete. I see that you've came dressed as the show, so that's nice. I appreciate that very much. And today's theme is like bear themed as well. So we are rivaling Adam Rank and his Bears Only podcast, or whatever it's called. Bears Only might be a different type of podcast, if you know what I'm
saying. That's on his Patreon, yeah.
Yeah. How would you know? Let's kick into it. Come on, give me some news stories, Pete. Start from the top.
Okay.
Stay on theme.
Let's go with the Bears theme. An ex-Bears quarterback has been benched again.
How did you get benched? Wasn't he the backup?
He got benched, and then Tyrod Taylor got injured, so they had to unbench him before he sat down. He was kind of like half squatted towards the bench, but he'd not got his groove in there yet. But now,
how'd you get fired on your day off?
Yeah. And then
benched again.
But now Taylor's back in, and he's just not been good. I love Justin Fields, the person. I think he's really, really good, and I really want him to do well. But he is not. He's not doing well. He's not in a great situation again. But Jets are on the hook for 2 years with him. So you imagine he's going to be there next year, even in just a backup dead weight capacity. Because if they cut him before June the 1st, they have a $57 million dead cap hit next year for Fields and Rodgers. Fields and Rodgers had 22 on Fields, 35 on Rodgers. So yeah, just paying if they cut him, it's $57 million for quarterbacks on other teams, which is rough. As is everything.
Yeah. The problem I have with the benching, because he's under contract for all that time, is you just play him. Like at this point, just play him. Like you're gonna have to make a decision on him next year. You're not gonna cut him next year. You're not gonna end up with someone better. I wouldn't have expected. So I think just bite the bullet and go with it. Just ride it out for 2 years.
Yeah. Like Tyrod Taylor's not going to make big shakes on this at all. He's not going to turn that franchise around. If anything, he might get them a win or two, and that will just hurt their draft position, which is not helpful to them. I don't see if Aaron Glenn is going to get fired this season. is going to get fired, whether it's either of them. So he might as well give him the younger quarterback more reps and push him harder to try and play in a different way. Just force him to play a different way. And then if it doesn't work, you get better draft capital. I just don't see the upside, even if both are awful.
No, you're right. Do they have all of their own draft picks this year coming up? They've not promised it to somebody else.
No, fortunately they haven't, and they've got extras as well this year, haven't they? Because of the trades for getting rid of Sauce and Quinnen Williams.
To be fair to them, like that would also kind of justify the trades that they made if they did cut Justin Fields, because that it would then make sense of why they've got all that cap space and they've made sure that they've got all that. They haven't had to pay Sauce, they haven't had to pay Williams, they haven't had to pay all these players that they're, because they knew they were going to receive this dead cap, because it's already been made decisions that they are probably going to cut these guys. The interesting thing, because we probably won't talk a lot of Jets thing. I saw the stat earlier on. Tom Brady hasn't played football since 2022. Pete knows exactly where I'm going with this. Yeah. Tom Brady had 32 wins. Since 2020, the New York Jets have had 27.
Oh dear. They'll catch him one day. And it's not going to be this season, but maybe one day. Oh, that is rough. Well, I hope Fields does all right. Like you, Pete, I liked the guy. I thought the Bears were crazy to get rid, and then I thought the Steelers were crazy to get rid, and now I guess I'll think the same when it comes to the Jets. Let's just come over to the Saints. Yeah, I'll take it. I think that would be quite enjoyable. Just come and sit in the it's not the Mercedes Superdome anymore, the Caesars Superdome. Get your confidence back. Yeah, it worked for Jameis. He's out there throwing balls for the Giants and stuff. Like rehab is what we're doing in New Orleans.
He could be the new Taysom Hill. He's absolutely suited to be a Taysom Hill role.
Could be a Taysom Hill, yeah. We need a new Taysom Hill, to be fair, because Taysom Hill's not Taysom Hilling as much as one would like Taysom Hill to Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
That could be because for a multitude of reasons, could be this week's ethical tank moment brought to you by the Caesars Superdome. Although it's kind of the anti-ethical tank moment. I don't know how to spin this one. I saw a list today of where everybody would be drafting, and the Saints 6th. Don't even get a top 5 pick. How can you be this bad and be out of the top 5? I do not understand. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Sort yourselves out. I've been talking up the ethical tank for 14 weeks.
Apparently, because the Raiders lost, you've now climbed to the 4th. Not just climbed above the Raiders, but I think because of strength of schedule and scoring and everything else, you've got above the Jets now as well. Right.
Cool. Right. Well, don't you worry about that. Good things come to those who wait.
What are you going to get if you wait to 4th?
Oh, I don't know.
A really good defensive end.
Because that's what the Saints need. They need more good defense.
Yeah.
We're going to end up losing some. Like, yeah. That's where today's ethical tank moment came from. Kick me some more news. Let's have a buzz through all this.
Okay, let's zip through the NFC South, and then Alex can jump in with a couple. Michael Penix is done for the year. Damaged his knee. There's a bruise on the knee and his ACL. If it looks like that's going to need reconstructive surgery, and that's the 3rd ACL reconstructive surgery of his career so far, and it's only his 2nd year in the league. He's had it at college as well. The last 7 years, it's been brutal for him. 2 in one leg, 1 in the other. It really hurts his chances of being a long-term viable option for Atlanta, sadly. And he was playing quite well as well, I thought, which was a shame. Also, Drake London had a PCL strain. He's going to be out for at least a week, and it does tend, even if he just misses a week and then comes back, it tends to take a few weeks to get back up to speed with a PCL strain. So it will be interesting to see what hurts him more, the damaged PCL or playing with Kirk Cousins.
Well,
because
Kirk Cousins doesn't know that he exists. Like, I don't think
yeah,
Kirk Cousins is particularly missing out on Drake London because I think he's only thrown one pass to him.
yeah, it's like a Drake London shaped glaucoma, isn't it? On his just can't see him at all when he's out there. Yeah, that was a brutal one. And yeah, I think that was it for the NFC South. Was any you want to jump in with, Alex?
The Eagles defense has had an absolute major blow to it. Lane Johnson's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He has a Liz Frank sprain, which is a Liz Frank sprain. I have no idea what that is. Nobody knows what that is. I don't think. I think it's another one of those things like turf toe that no one really knows what they are. Liz Frank sounds like your mum's best friend that you've met twice, and
He's Anne's auntie.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
she did the sequel to Liz Frank Diaries.
Yeah. But with him being out 4 to 6 weeks, he could miss the wild card if the Eagles don't get the first round bye, and it will be difficult for him to get up to speed for the playoffs. So that's a big blow for the Eagles defense, who are really just kind of rolling. We'll get onto them later on. Yeah,
he's obviously Lane's offensive tackle to them, but they've had injuries across there. But he has been, he's top 2, top 3 at his position. He's a Pro Bowl player. He's a huge miss for them. It'd be interesting to see how that line holds up when the offense hasn't particularly been cooking the last few weeks. See how that holds up with him in place, with him gone. Sorry.
Well, we talk about them all the time. They're just playing to get the win. Really, it's semi-boring football, isn't it? Where I suppose they can just kind of like keep drumming these out, and hopefully they're in. For them that they've got some depth. I've seen a lot of hate for the Eagles started to bubble up. I think because the Chiefs 5-5, people see it not as a threat. Therefore, we have nothing to complain about. So, I'm so sick and tired of the Eagles. Oh, they won a Super Bowl last year. Oh, tush push. It's boring to watch us. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get on. They'll probably end up getting that bye, though. I can't see anything stopping them from really doing that because of just the way they play. Kind of dull, but hey, it's better than just having one dominant franchise every year, isn't it? And to be fair, anything could happen in the playoffs once they're over there. If they play like this, it's a sneaky up and comer could just steal their lunch, and that's what I'm kind of here for. Josh Jacobs, day to day, not as bad as thought.
When he went off, it was thought that it could be either an ACL or it could be or minor PCL. But they had X-rays and they had scans, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's just a bruise. It's fine. Josh, you're going to be okay."
Fair enough. All I know is that he was the one person left in my to score an anytime touchdown accumulator, and then it cut to him walking off the field, and I was like, "Well, we're gonna have to stop gambling pretty soon because these things keep happening." Speaking of Josh Jacobs, Aaron Rodgers, tenuous link there as well. How's he doing?
Annoyingly well. He's broke his wrist.
Hey!
But he's got a left wrist fracture, but he's currently in a cast, and he's avoided surgery, which is good for him for the Steelers. But he's pushing to play on Sunday
with a broken left wrist.
With a broken wrist, I don't think. he might because he's Aaron Rodgers, but I think one of the biggest driving factors is he's a part owner in the Bears, as he likes to tell people. So I think the opposition is like, I'm having that. It means a lot to him, doesn't it?
The "I could beat you with one hand tied behind my back" is right there for the taking, isn't it?
Exactly.
And if he loses, I had a broken hand.
Yeah.
It's no win for the Bears there, I'm afraid.
This game is for the after dinner speech circuit. further down to tell the story he did and to get everyone riled up. Yeah, so that's been positive for him. A few other people looking out to miss another game. CJ Stroud is out on Thursday again with a concussion. I think the short week didn't really help him. Hopefully he'll be back next week, but seems to have done all right with Davis Mills.
I didn't mind Millsy. I thought he seemed to pull it out, didn't he, when he needed to? Got the win against a tough opponent. I tried to say it. Anyway, I thought Mills looked fine, and although he looks like a kid that just like nicked a Twix whenever he starts scrambling, he got the win. That's fine. I've not seen anything from CJ Stroud that was really like blowing my socks off. Like it's been a bit of a slump for him. So I hope he gets better and comes back, but I don't think he has to worry about playing in the playoffs or anything.
No, I mean, I think that division has still got, there's a remote chance because the AFC itself in general isn't super strong, but I can't see it. And it'll be one and done with that line, with that O-line. Against some of the stronger teams, they might just actually murder him. Just lack of protection there. Also, I guess one of the bigger ones, Jalen Ramsey got ejected for absolutely chinning Jamar Chase. And then he said, they did that because he spat at me. And then the video came out that he was actually telling the truth. So Jamar Chase has been suspended for one game. For that,
weak.
yeah,
like just one. Like it's a bit gross, isn't it? Like you're not allowed to thrust your hips in celebration or do a bow and arrow. Like if you get a first down, but you can spit at somebody and only just take 1 week off.
Yeah, they set the precedent, didn't they? Last season with Jalen Carter, and he spat at somebody before the game started. Got ejected before the game, and then they just said, that's time served. So he missed the game he was ejected from, as opposed to getting another game. So they just pointed to that. And Chase is still challenging it. I mean, I would if it was a $500,000 fine, because he loses a week's pay, doesn't he? Plus his appearance fee, which is another 15,000, something like that.
Yeah, he does all right, does Chase.
Yeah.
In other Bengals news, Burrow to return on Thanksgiving? ? That's everything that I've read, that he's been out there and could quite possibly come back for it. And I saw all of this before the game that they inevitably lost. And I think a few of the pundits were saying, well, if they can sneak a win out this week, and there's still a contender in the division, then put him back in. But they lost again. They're 3-7. Chase is suspended this week, so call that 3-8. Then having him back, probably not. But he seems to be all right. Somebody asked him about crystals, and he was like, don't worry, got that out.
Of course, that's what matters.
Palace fan, I guess.
I would normally say, he's done, but the AFC North stinks. The Ravens don't have a good record. Top is the Steelers with 6 wins. So they're only 3 wins back. When the Steelers lose at the weekend, if the Bengals can claw a win, you'd say, well, actually, this division's for the taking. There's a possibility there. They probably shouldn't. They probably should keep tanking and get some decent draft capital and then make a real push for it next year. But do you trust them with that high draft pick to pick a decent defensive player? Because offensively, they're fairly set. But
they'll just get another receiver.
Yeah.
Just a real good one, though.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's bizarre. Have we still got more injury news, Gash? Has anyone ever returned? Has any of our news stories been so-and-so's back? Or is everyone we've mentioned in the past 10 weeks still out? Because it feels like our news segment is everyone is injured, no one's returned. Alex is now playing for the Chargers.
Jalen Johnson is off IR and he's back in the 21-day window, so he might be back in the next week or so as well, similar to Burrow. I can see the Pro Bowl cornerback for the Bears would be a big a big addition for them. That was one of the main ones that I saw this week. But others have gone out. Calvin Ridley, man, you've got to feel for Calvin Ridley. I've got so much sympathy for him. Obviously, he lost an entire season with his mental health, didn't he? And then he lost a season because of his mental health, or most of a season, and then he lost another season gambling while he wasn't playing and he was away for the team. And then he missed a month injured, came in, first play, broke his leg, out for the season. Done. It's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Really feel for the guy.
And go on.
But this is what he kind of expected when you get traded to the Titans.
That you'd break your leg. I think somebody was probably just like wishing him well. Like, get out there, break a leg. They didn't mean literally.
Then obviously you will have just a not very good season. We were hyping this up at the beginning of the season, just going, yeah, this could be really great. He's got the brand new QB they've just got, whose name has absolutely escaped me. He is that beneficial, and obviously was the number 1 draft pick this year. But he's so influential. I don't know his name, and it's gone. But when Calvin Ridley got traded, we were like, yeah, no, this would be really great. He's got a wide receiver 1. He's done nothing. As you've obviously said, Pete, he's been out for a month, and now he's out for the rest of the season. But before that, had he done anything spectacular?
Yeah.
Speaking of kind of like not spectacular, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens did not start the Cowboys game. I watched both of them get interviewed, and Pickens was like talking about schemes and how like the run game is what we really wanted to start with. And in the locker room, CeeDee Lamb was just like, yeah, we ain't talking about why we didn't start. So the rumors has it that they were out until like 7 a.m. gambling in Vegas. They were not fit.
Yeah, and I'll come on to it later, but it did not matter. It did not matter. They completely undermined their coach.
For one of them, anyway.
Well, yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was quite funny. And other players with issues, obviously Abdul Carter as well. Did you pop this one in, Joe?
Oh no, I forgot about
that. I put it in, but yeah, he's had team issues all season. He's been very problematic individual in the locker room all season, and now that they've not got Brian Daboll putting an arm around him and going, "It's okay, Abdul, you are absolutely phenomenal. We'll look after you. You do whatever you want, mate." And now there's a new sheriff in town, and they're not happy with the way that Abdul Carter's behaving.
Yeah, his Jamie Tartt's attitude to team building is not helping. He
was he at Monday Night Raw
with Scat.
Scat was like out there challenging for the AAA title from like Dom Mysterio. Was Carter there with him? Good to see these injured giants. Again, see John Cena's last WWE appearance on a Monday night.
But he was late to the meetings. Apparently, he's been late to meetings all season, hasn't he? But Daboll just turned a blind eye. Fell asleep at a team meeting as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
We've all done that.
Just an absolute clown.
No, I'll get there. Absolute. There's a link in there somewhere.
Absolute clown.
Absolute clown. Yes. That could have been the title for next week's show.
There we go. Yeah.
And that's our news.
We love a pun. Excellent. Good news. Good news, bad news. News nonetheless. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's good. Good.
Oh, no.
How are Jets news
that we missed?
Yes, we did miss. This is a big one as well. We need to talk about this one.
Yes. Jets cornerback Chris Boyd has been shot.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's in it looked bad. He was in a critical condition. He seems to have stabilised now. He's still in hospital, not in a good way. But yeah, he was shot on, I think, Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday. They've still not found the person that's done it, which is really, really worrying.
I was going to ask why. or how, or so? Are there any more details other than he was shot?
No, not that I've seen. They've seen the person that's done it, or at least an image of it, but they've not caught the man that's there.
The New York Police Department's not like as forthcoming as Texas was last week about all of the specific information and stuff. Like, obviously, famously last week we obviously reported that the news last week about the sad sudden deaths of the player, but
Marshall Neyland, yeah.
The Texas Police Department released exactly what happened, word for word, step by step, minute by minute. And the New York Police Department don't do that. You are lucky that the only reason they released a press statement was because he plays for the New York Jets. So that's all you got, and that is all you will get. It hopefully he makes it. If he does make it, he can tell us a lot more. And obviously thoughts and prayers to his family.
Yeah, absolutely. He was shot in the lung as well, so it'd be interesting. It's unlikely that he's going to be able to have any kind of meaningful career after this as well. That's probably the least of his worries right now, but it's not a good time for him.
It's crazy when a shooting in New York doesn't or wouldn't make the press, other than it's a famous person. Like it's that common. Like, good work, New York. You really built a culture there. Go on, Mum, Danny, sort them out. Right, on to bangers and trash. I was not quick enough to get back from the fridge. One more thing.
Before we start bangers and trash, can I make a request?
Yes.
Live on the podcast.
Yeah.
For all of our viewers to hear. Can we get a new clip of sausages, please?
What's wrong with the sausage clip?
Those things are not sausages. They look like they're like.
Yeah, they're bangers, mate. Like, I'm just saying, like,
those things look like the king's fingers. Like, let's not start this.
You've been watching too much I'm a Celebrity. Seeing them things rolling around in frying pans.
We'll see if there's a legitimate request from somebody or it offends them, then I will change it. But I mostly can't be bothered.
Wangers and bash.
Yeah, well, you've tricked yourself in it. Alex, starts off bangers, trash. What you got for me?
Let's get let's start with a fun one that is absolute garbage and I hate in many, many aspects and many, many different ways. Russell Wilson started a cameo this week.
Oh no. Oh, guess what our intro for next season's gonna be?
Personalized video costs $333.
Maybe not.
Merv will pay for it.
Russell Wilson has made $315 million in his career and now has resulted to paid videos where he has to do something because he got benched in New York. So this, by the way, was a Hall of Fame level QB before this season. And he's done some weird stuff as Russell Wilson. Let's not do this. The Mr. Unlimited thing, like the fashion shows with his lovely wife, all of that, absolutely amazing, great, good stuff. This is poor taste, though. Let's be honest.
When is enough money enough money?
Yeah, and you know it's going to be so depressing for him as well. Because it's going to be people just paying $300 to say unlimited. And that's all it's going to be. Nothing else will get remembered from his career on this. It will just be that. Which is fantastic.
I was going to say, is this in bangers? Like, the more we talk about it, like, I'm all right with it.
Yeah, well, I think dunking on him makes it a banger. It's a banger to dunk on Russell Wilson because he's...
Banger for us, trash move for the guy who made a third of $1 billion or whatever the stupid number would be. Oh, it's crazy. Good trash to start us off. I'm going to keep the trash things rolling, and I'm going to stick with personality. God, I'm so over Jameis Winston. Like I was anyway, but like let's just that. Oh man, like I just can't even. I didn't see what his stat line was. I don't particularly care. It's just the problem with them starting him was that every TikTok, YouTube video, everywhere you turned was somebody interviewing Jameis Winston about starting, and he's just says words. Look, I'm one to talk, I guess, but oh boy, I'm burnt out on Jameis Winston. Let's stop giving him a job. Okay, let's just let that one slide.
I think I mentioned this the other week, the dead cat politics thing, where no matter how bad things are going, this theory of you throw a dead cat into a room and then everybody looks at the dead cat and they stop focusing on anything else. So politicians will do it to distract from really bad policies. So that dead cat in. Jameis Winston's perfect for that. If your franchise is an absolute dumpster fire, just play Jameis for a week because he will take all the attention. Let's not focus on the fact that your boss has been fired, that everybody's playing rubbish, that you're massively underperforming, that your defensive end is not turning up to rehearsals on time.
I love that you call it rehearsals. Like
the training on time. Instead,
be there for curtains. Interestingly, actually, and aside from this, Dubal, as everyone calls him now, really a lot of college teams really want him. Like he is like the guy for them. So I guess he's just not NFL level, but I saw one person refer to him unironically as an offensive genius, and I don't know if he meant like offensive playing. Actually, now that out loud. But yeah, he could end up. I think they saw him with a Nittany Lions Penn State hoodie, but like one of his kids goes there. However, they just fired their coach, and they could probably do with a shot in the arm, get an NFL coach in to kind of dead cat that situation a little bit as well.
Did you see Jameis Winston's tweet before the game?
No, go
on. The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. That is Proverbs 20, verse 21. 31, whatever, however you do biblical stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the horse is prepared for battle. But
is he the horse?
Comes from the Lord. Yes, in this metaphor simile thing, he is the horse.
And is the Lord riding the horse, or is the Lord the
Lord? Is the Lord. So
there's a horse riding solo,
which is him,
and a horse is going into battle on its own.
That's right. Which is the analogy for the game,
right? But so no one's riding the horse. This horse has its own lance or whatever weapons horses wield.
It's just a horse, Joe. It's just a horse.
It's just a horse, but God's on its side.
But God's on its side, and it is going to win the battle.
I think God's a Packers fan.
It's a. This is Eric Cantona talking about seagulls for the 21st century.
Oh, God bless him. Yeah, less Jameis Winston, please. Pete, sort us out. Bring it back it up. You've got to have a banger in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably a less fun one, but I've got to call out Nahshon Wright, the Bears cornerback. I'm not going to talk a lot about the Bears right now, maybe later. But it's kind of partly in these section as well. So John Beam, who was a coach on Last Chance U, you might have seen him on that show. He was shot and killed at the weekend. Now, when Nahshon Wright was young, and his brother, who plays for the Saints as well as another cornerback, their dad was killed. And this John Beam came to their house, got them out of bed, picked them up, and was like a surrogate father for them from being really, really young through to the NFL and stayed really, really close with them. The day before he was killed, he phoned Nahshon Wright up to say, it seems like I watch you every game. It seems like every time I watch you, you get an interception. Come Sunday, Nishon Wright gets an interception, goes down on his knee, and then breaks down on the field, and all of the team come around him. It was a really special moment. The rest of that secondary all kind of came down and knelt with him and had a little prayer with him for John Bean, which was really, really emotional moment. And obviously, with those words in the back of his mind, if I'm watching you when you get these interceptions, and then that happens, it was really quite gut wrenching. And it was a phenomenal interception as well. It was full extension over to get the ball from Jordan Addison as well. So fair play to him. He's now second in the league for interceptions from being a backup on the Vikings last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man,
yes.
we talk a lot about like when QBs shift to a new place, and like your Sam Darnolds and I was gonna say Zach Wilson then.
Matt Jones.
To be seen. You never really think about, well, you rarely hear about a backup corner then coming out and doing anything, but that's nice. Odd that we don't usually get many bangers that start with somebody who was shot. So that's well done for spinning that one out. It's head beat.
Bang bangers.
Bang bangers. I already mentioned Scatboo in the WWE on Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna just say it again. What an absolute legend that was. Get him in, give him an IC title run. Get that ankle sorted out. He started his actually. Look, hear me out. I think I've got a thing for it here. There we go. So he's fired up his TikTok again. Obviously, he sat with his leg up. He posted, I think he's got like 9, maybe 10 things on there. He hasn't posted anything in 2 years, but now he's slowly going stir crazy. So he's sat in his room talking about which way do you eat the taco, which, I'll leave that. But then he's like, oh yeah, for anybody who wants to know, and just like lift his leg up. He's like, this is the mobility I've got. He's healing. I said that he was Wolverine before, but I fully expect it now. Like he's out flexing his legs and then like having a go at Dominic Mysterio, the greatest Mysterio. So welcome back, Scaboo.
Did you see him do the shoulder thing?
I did not know.
Did you not? I'll see if I can find the video and send you it. His shoulder's that messed up that he's got a separated clavicle, and it like pokes out in his shoulder here, and he was scratching the side of his face with it.
Oh, that's weird.
That is manky.
That was on the same stream that, like, obviously he did the ankle thing and doing that like that. So yeah, Scatterboo going crazy as per usual.
Yeah, it's great. Also, like clearly you could hear wooing at the UFC fight that was at the Garden the night before. I think it was UFC. Yeah, you could just see him like in the little background, and then you just hear what sounds like a bro. Obviously, Scaboo, and everyone's like, no, da. Yeah, that's a banger. What a guy. He'll keep us going for ages. We could do a whole podcast on it. Alex, bags and trash. What you like? What you not like this week?
I want to talk about the Bears, but I only want to talk about the Bears very quickly. I want to talk about the Chicago Bears pettiness.
I think I know what this is about.
Have you also seen this?
I think so. If it's what I think it is, yeah.
So the Minnesota Vikings have removed all speakers from the away locker room as for 2 hours after the Chicago Bears win, they played 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton to celebrate JJ McCarthy's interception rates and obviously the fact he wears number 9. So yeah, the Bears are petty. The Vikings took it awfully and threw their speakers out their pram, which I, for one, I'm fully with that. By the way, I fully love it from the Bears. My question to Pete is, who led this?
I don't know. I would assume it's someone defensive. I reckon that's someone like Jaquan Brisker or CJ Gardner-Johnson. That's got to be somebody in the secondary. Secondary players are absolute menaces. Oh, they always are in every team.
My favourite for it is CJ Gardner-Johnson. I think that is something that he would do. But I need to know who did this. I need this. But yeah, I thought everybody would get enjoyment out of it, and everyone out in the atmosphere would get enjoyment out of it, because it is the level of pettiness that we all strive for after taking a victory and going the top of your division.
I like that once a week Alex has a news story that is something has been removed from a locker room. It's been basketball hoops, speakers, players, but yeah, it's not wrong with that. Like, consistent. We'll make a whole segment out of it in the off season. Stuff that's been removed with Alex.
Amazing.
Pete, talk to me. Go
on. Okay, I'm going to talk about. Let's go with another banger. We kind of touched on it earlier on. George Pickens. My goodness.
What a guy.
If that's what he's like, if he's all night partying in Vegas, of all places, then let him do it every week. I watched the game earlier on. And I didn't even know the box score. I normally tend to lead with the box scores on this. But just watching him play, he was everything you want from a wide receiver one. Whether it's running, getting the ball and running through tackles to get extra yardage. He had an obscene one-handed catch in the end zone that was just unfortunately out of bounds, but the athleticism to do that. He was barging through players. He was creating separation. He was doing great on contested catches. His touchdown was ridiculous. It looked genuinely like a high-res clip of Madden. I don't know if you've seen it. Like he's got his back to the defender. He catches it, turns around and leaves his defender for dust. And as he's going, he just cuts a perfect diagonal line and cuts out another three defenders who have no idea what to do with him. And even better, when he does that, as soon as he turns his defender, he's got two defenders behind him before he gets to the end zone. CD Lamb on the other side of the field just waves bye-bye. It's like, you're not catching him. Bye-bye. It's absolutely brilliant. As he burns them. It was exceptional. And on that, I mean, we'll touch on the stat line because it is fantastic. 11 targets for 9 catches, 144 yards and a touchdown. He was just, from start to finish, he was brilliant. And as a teach tape for somebody coming in, this is everything I want you to do. Blocking, strength, run after the catch, yak, mobility, separation. Absolute great hands, everything. It was just wonderful. And I've got to shout him out for that because he's been really, really good all season. It's kind of like a 1A, 1B with CD Lamb. I think that's partly been because Lamb's been getting back up to speed from the injury. And Lamb will probably start to take off. I would have expected to take off more of a bigger role, kind of like a Chase Higgins split. But I think he's been that good that he's earned that target share, and it's going to be a lot closer in terms of target share going forward. Yeah, really, really good. And I wasn't convinced he was going to do well when he came to Dallas, and I definitely got to eat my words on that.
The yard share is definitely showed in the statistics as well. In the 4 games since CD Lamb's come back, Lamb has had 335 receiving yards and Pickens has had 383. Obviously, that's very slanted because of last night, but like still, you've got to be able to do it in the big moments, and that's exactly what he did. If you also look at the top receivers in terms of totals and all of that, Pickens before last night was 5th, and now after last night, it will most likely take him to 3rd.
But can you do it on a rainy day in Stoke? I was just having a look there. I was like, oh, God, yeah, because obviously we've talked a lot about the Cowboys looking good and playing good, and they got the win last night. So I thought, oh, I'll just have a look at where they are in their division. Wow, 4-5. It really screams, that picture of the guy like drinking champagne and he's in like 7th place.
Yeah.
That's kind of where the Dallas Cowboys are for me. God bless them. Have we brought up the alliance? Has anyone written anything down for this?
About the
you've brought this up for me today, and I've fallen down a TikTok sinkhole of the Bears Eagles alliance. I give it better justice than what I can be.
Yeah, the Chigadelphia Beagles. This has been a thing. Obviously, the NFC North and the NFC East are playing each other, and it's been this alliance that the Bears have beaten all of the teams apart from the Eagles in the East. So they beat the Cowboys, they've beat the Commanders, and they've mind blank. Who's the other team? Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, and
Giants.
Giants, of course. Yeah, there we go. Giants. And then on the flip, the Eagles had, up until this weekend, they beat the Packers, they beat the Lions, they beat the Vikings, sorry, and then on Sunday, they beat the Lions. So they both completed the sweep on each other. It's been this kind of joke online. We're looking after each other, we're helping each other win, and they certainly have.
What's awesome is they play each other prime time on like Amazon on Friday, the 28th of November.
Yeah.
So the end of the alliance is the thing. Like, I just, the utter respect from social media on both sides, where they were like, it's probably like tip of their hat to you. And it's like, some people are saying, look, we should both get a draw. We should just play for it. It would be the gentlemanly thing to do. Others are like, we both knew it would come to this. So let's like meet at the head. But yeah, that's I cannot wait for the internet to explode on that one.
There's going to be some Highlander vibes there, isn't there? There can be only one, and it will probably be the week that the Eagles offense turns up and just absolutely just get the clean sweep.
Yeah, but you've both done the job now. I think we're looking like it's more about where we're going to end up positionally in the playoffs when it comes to all of that stuff. I'm going to slide over to a different banger, and I've got Mark Andrews with his first rushing touchdown. Wasn't that nice? Yeah. On what was it, 4th and 3? A fake looking tush push, and he housed it for 34 yards. I enjoyed it very much. Everybody was just like in awe as he managed to just break out. It was probably the only highlight from that Ravens game for me, to be fair. I don't even have him in fantasy anymore. Alex,
two things about that for Mark Andrews right there. One, he hit 20.9 miles per hour, if anyone cares about the miles per hour thing or anything like that.
Ridiculous, yeah.
That is a faster top speed than Quinshon Judkins, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Swift, and Josh Jacobs this season.
That's bananas.
And he's not a little dude either. Like, he's tight end. He's like built like one.
He really isn't. And he is now, after his 3 receptions, he is now the all-time Ravens receiving yards holder. He took over Derek Mason this week. But he is 4 catches away from the all-time receptions lead.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Need more targets out there, don't they?
He's bonkers, isn't it? I mean, I love Mark Andrews. I think he's a great player. He's been really good for such a long time. I thought with the Ravens are such a good organization, and they seem to be perennially really, really good and really organized. I was shocked when they said that in the middle of the broadcast. Like, oh yeah, he's hit the records. Like, wow, I would have thought with some of the players that they've had that he'd be miles away from that. But yeah, good on him. What a week. I think
they did have Odell Beckham for that one season, didn't they? You're right. I don't consider the Ravens I couldn't name many pass catchers from that team. I'm blanking on them all right now, apart from Zay Flowers. So I don't. There's not like legendary receivers over the past in my eyes that I can think of. You got
it's defense first, isn't it? Like your Ray Rice.
It is, yeah.
Like that.
It's that and running, yeah. You say Ray Rice?
Yeah.
Ray Rice is the running back that like beat up his missus. You're thinking Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, sorry, yes, Ray Lewis. Yeah. That's exactly what I meant.
Both Ravens. Yeah. Both problematic.
Didn't Ray Lewis also have a bit of internet stardom? Was it Ray Lewis that had internet stardom?
What, by murdering somebody?
No.
Google it. Wait.
Yeah.
Got away with it. Got away with it.
Yeah, murder.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But no, the Ravens haven't existed for a long period of time anyway, because
Well,
they used to be they used to be another team.
Yes.
Yes. What was it? It's been like 30 years though, hasn't it?
No, yeah, but like don't get it twisted. You speak to a diehard Cleveland Browns fan, and those guys are still angry about it.
Bless them. Yeah. Even new Browns fans that weren't around when it happened. They're still mad. I like that they've inherited the anger. So that's pretty decent. Go on, Alex. What else you got for us? What do you enjoy? What do you not enjoy?
So, can we talk about the Cardinals being garbage?
I insist. Please do.
Not only did Jacoby Brissett do something which is really cool, he threw the ball and completed. He threw the ball 57 times this week. He completed 47 of them. That is a new NFL record.
Yeah, it's insane.
What a guy!
What a guy! Absolutely.
What a QB1.
Jesus. Definitely slice me off a piece of that. But I honestly, what I'm really kind of annoyed about is the Cardinals not being very good, because they like another team in that division, the Falcons. We were promised really amazing things from the Cardinals. One of which was Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, obviously, he didn't play this week. I know that, and he's not it's not his fault he didn't play this week. Or is it? We will discuss that at some point.
Have his appendix out.
Well, hey, how's
that his fault?
Okay, this is some Aaron Rodgers level conspiracy theory here. I'm loving it.
All I'll say is you don't actually need an appendix. Why did he not forward foresee this and get it out before he entered the NFL? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hey, if you're going to go Aaron Rodgers, you go full Aaron Rodgers. That's another one that you have to do.
Go commit to the bit, yeah.
Hey, Michael Wilson had 185 yards this weekend. Really big up for Michael Wilson. Never heard of him before this weekend. Never will hear from him again. But he had 185 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. has never logged even that across a 2-game span.
Gosh.
And it's
I'm not in on Marvin Harrison Jr. or the Cardinals. I think they should blow up their entire organization and start from scratch.
I think they will do. I reckon we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, and you all convinced me that they'll stick around with Kyler Murray for at least another season, something cap, something. But outside of that, yeah, they've got to be looking for the. I was going to say the JJ McCarthy, but we were talking about him at that time because we still considered him to be good. But yeah, that kind of like Bo Nixie type player. They need somebody taller than Kyler Murray, like back there, so they can see over some stuff. I like Kyler Murray. I think he's all right. I got him in like fantasy leagues and all sorts of stuff. I've got Marvin Harris Jr. as well. Like, I really dug the Cardinals this year. Everyone called me crazy. Well, you know what? They were right.
It's bizarre, isn't it? Like, if you look at that wide receiver class last year as well, such a stacked class, and everybody, there wasn't a single person was like Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't the number one, ahead of Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas Jr., and like numerous others, but they were kind of like the big four up top. He was clearly the best of them, and he's now some of that scheme, some of that's quarterback, but some of that is definitely on him. He's not lived up to that, and he needs a fresh start. I think he will step up, but he's stinking of the Kyle Pitts right now, which is a shame, particularly for my fantasy teams as well.
There it is. Nobody likes the Cardinals unless they're on the fantasy team, and nobody likes them less than people who have them on their fantasy team. Is what we've taken from this. Go on then, Pete. What else you got for us? You enjoy anything this week?
Yeah. Players going to war for their teammates.
Like that horse that James was talking about.
Exactly. Yes. This week we had a couple of players just go absolutely ballistic in interviews. Ernest Jones was one for the Seahawks. Just went very, very sweary in his presser. The Seahawks official page had to put it out all bleeped on like their Twitter page, the full excerpts. And they went, do you know what? Here's it unedited. And they just retweeted it with all the swear words in. I'm going to use the word frig for today.
Okay.
If you want to try to define Sam by this game, Sam's had us in every frigging game. Jones said, so for him to sit there and say it's my fault, no, it's not. There were plays that defensively we could have made plays, opportunities where we could have got better stops. It's football, man. He's our quarterback. We've got his back. We've got anything to say. Oh, if you've got anything to say, quite frankly, frig you.
Good effort.
That last line is absolutely amazing. And to be fair, Donald was pants. And the Seahawks defense was good. Like, you messaged us really early doors in the game, like, just give the Super Bowl to the Rams now. And then somehow it was 2-point game. And the Seahawks could have won it at the death because the Rams just couldn't get anything going against that Seahawks defense, which has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I text you both as well, close to the end of that game, where I was like, something along the lines of, I can't believe that even with throwing 4 interceptions, somehow the Seahawks, who've looked like utter garbage, are going to win this game. And then it was a field goal missed at the end. They didn't get it. But like in a slightly different universe, like one of the worst performances I've ever seen from the Seattle Seahawks, and they still could have won the pretty damn good looking Rams. I thought even throughout that whole game, the Rams never looked bad. They just didn't seem to like get it in the end zone. I wasn't even kind of like looking at the score. Whenever they were on TV, I was just watching it play out. And it wasn't until that very end where I was like, oh Christ, the Seahawks like win here. Like, just shocked, utterly shocked. But yeah, well done to the Seahawks D for like stepping up there. Quick shout out that Rams like midnight blue. That was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been very many misses with this with these throwback kits this year. I liked that a lot. Even to the point I was watching a video of them spray painting the helmets as well, because I was a bit obsessed with seeing how it was being made. Similarly, on the kind of going to off your teammates, we've touched on it earlier on. Abandoned as a child, raised by fish. He is Troutman. He said, if you're talking shoot about Bonix online, you're a coward, absolute coward. He blanks it out. We don't care what other people think. We know what we have in the building and we know what we're made of. And we don't care what people have to say. So Dragon Slayer 69 and his 7-Eleven slurp in his mum's basement. I don't give a shoot what you have to say, all right? Bo doesn't either. Yeah. Take that, Dragon Slayer 69. I mean, the criticism is justified, but I love that they're going so aggressive, and it speaks to really strong locker rooms in those teams. I think that's a really nice thing. And a really positive thing. It's what you want in those. I mean, those teams they're doing all right. The Broncos and the Seahawks, they're doing all right. Like you say, a missed kick away from being the 1 seed, or a good chance at a 1 seed. Because of that missed kick, they're probably going to be traveling as a wild card throughout the playoffs, which is a horrible kick to miss for Jason Myers.
Just to add on to your people talking about themselves going there, did you see J.N.L. Smith's comments last night?
No.
I did not.
You did not? Okay. He said, I keep saying this. If something doesn't look right out there, just blame it on me. If your kids mess up at school, blame it on me. If your car breaks down going to work, blame it on me. I'm the problem.
That's brilliant.
That is the most petulant response I've ever heard in my life. Oh, yeah, it's all my fault, isn't it? Fine. Oh, God, I hate you. It's like a teenager. The reason people blame it on you is because it's on you. You keep holding the ball too long. You keep throwing interceptions. You keep being rubbish. You keep missing open receivers. There was one where it was a pass out to Gianti on the side. It was like a dump off out to the side. And Gianti was there for ages. And then he finally threw it, and Jonesy got practically speared in half, and the ball popped out because he held on too long and didn't see the wide open guy 10 yards from him to his right. And that might not be on his reads, but I can't believe that that's not in his reads as a quick, all right, just get it there and get moving. It was just bonkers.
Sorry, I just wanted to add it in to just completely. You've gone with people really sticking it up for their teammates and going, "Yeah, we support everybody," and then we've got Gina going, "Wow, it's not fair. We're 2-8. Wow, it's not my fault. But blame on me. Come on, it's my fault." Oh my God!
I'm going to stay in the division since we're talking Raiders and Broncos. Banger, Vance Joseph. I was reading about him earlier. Denver, DC. Since the start of 2023, and this is a quote, the Chiefs are 3 of 14 scoring red zone touchdowns against the Broncos, which means out of all 14 trips in the past 3 seasons, only 3 of them have resulted in a touchdown. 3 of 11 with Mahomes at QB, and he only managed 1 of 4 this week. They have got like Mahomes like locked down. Like there is no doubt about it, and I very much enjoy that kind of a stat line when everyone's talking about how Mahomes is this magician, he can get out of anything, and this, that, and the other, and he can make plays where they don't come from. Vance Joseph is just. It feels personal at this point. Like he has scouted the man to death and is like, no, not on my watch. In the red zone to only get 3 out of 14 attempts in 3 seasons is cray. So hats off to you, Vance Joseph. You and your lot are doing good, as I said you would.
And impressive as well that he's done that going back to the Broncos, because he was the head coach, wasn't he, for a couple of seasons, and then he left and he's come back, and that there's a lot of pride in NFL coaching and players and everything else to be able to say, actually, I'll come back there as a coordinator to the same team, and that's the right level for him. He was in a tough spot last time, but this is the right level for him, and he's just done really, really well. So good on him. And that's now the Chiefs 0-5 in 1-score games this year.
Yeah, the exact opposite of what last year was, where they were 11-0 in 1-score games last year, I think it was. God, do you remember they even showed a highlight of them blocking the field goal attempt last year before the field goal attempt this year? And you could clearly see that it was trying to get the kicker curse out there, and really they wanted the Chiefs to win that, and they're like, oh, could happen again. Anyone could miss this. It's from 30 yards out. And so they just kept talking about how they just really, really wanted the Chiefs to come out and win. But they didn't. We are in the upside down compared to last year, which is completely fine. And now I'm seeing people all over the place talking about Mahomes' like drop off. He's lost the deep ball. He's washed. Any of you who thought he was going to be half the man Tom Brady is, you're all wrong. Yada yada yada. And look, I enjoy that. I was on this bandwagon years ago. So welcome everyone.
I'm firmly not on that bandwagon with you. They have no running game. The running game is rubbish. He needs some support, and I think get a decent running back in there, and it will change an awful lot for that team, because Hunt is awful. Pacheco is injured, and even when Pacheco's fine, he's not the player he was a couple of years ago. They need to sort that out quite quickly. I think Nagy needs to go, and they need to bring in somebody fresher as OC, just a fresh set of eyes to kind of help give it a new lease of life. I think that's what's missing.
Even Andy Reid came out and said, yesterday, that some of the runs that are being called just turned into passes. So I don't know whether there's a communication problem with Reid and Mahomes as well. Whether Reid's calling something in one ear and Mahomes is going, "Oh no, we're going to do this in the other." So I don't know exactly what their kind of mantra is there, because obviously Reid gives him a lot of flexibility. So I don't know whether it might need to be another notch on the collar and tightening the reins a little bit.
Yeah, could well be. I think this is probably recency bias because a couple of weeks ago we were talking about how Mahomes was the fantasy wide receiver one. He's playing really, really well. It's a tough matchup, but you do normally expect Reed and Spags to have the answers in these types of games, and Spags was good. I think the Broncos offensive couldn't really get anything going, but offensively it just didn't work. And the Broncos were without Satan as well, weren't they? Which is bonkers to do that without their best player.
Yeah, I think they've got two guys that are subbing in and out for PS2, and both, from what I could tell, were doing the job. I don't know if obviously Stan's an incredible player, but I think that there is a lot of really good coaching going there.
Yeah,
for people to be able to step in and do Satan-like things. Obviously, it's hiring two people to do one man's job and all of that kind of stuff, but definitely there's a little bit more to it. When he comes back, it's going to be monstrous. Like if they can now trust that they can sit him for the odd play here and there and keep him like well fresh while they trot somebody else out, ridiculous. You see it all the time. The best teams are the ones with depth, and if you've got three corners that can do that to an extent, you're laughing.
Yeah,
and then you blow it all the way in the playoffs.
Hopefully,
yeah. So somebody can run the ball well.
Alex, I feel like all I've done is ask you for all of your trash this week. Give us a banger. What do you enjoy?
Can we talk about arguably the game of the week?
Please.
Can we talk about the Bills versus the Buccaneers? Please.
Bills Bucks was all time, wasn't it? How dare they on a week 11 in November? How dare they? What a game!
Obviously, I'll get to Josh Allen in a second because I don't know. I just don't know. Bless him. He's unbelievable. But the game had 9 lead changes.
Gosh.
That's tied for the second most in NFL history. Right there. A lot of history being made this week, by the way. Like a lot of really big history being made, and it still was an awful week. But yeah, right, whatever. Josh Allen, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns as well. Baker Mayfield looked like the little brother that never really got a turn.
Baker was back though. Like when he rushed it in and was folded in half, like I was like, yes.
Like Baker was out there doing Baker things, and shout out to Sean Tucker, who played absolutely out of his mind and was incredible. And I do have a stat about Sean Tucker as well, and I'll come back to it when I find him. No, I found it. He's only had 10 or more touches 3 times in his career. Those have been over the last 3 weeks, and he's had 19 for 106 and 2 rushing touchdowns with a receiving touchdown as well this last week. So yeah, he was phenomenal. He's absolutely awesome.
He's one of those players that I drafted in loads of like late round, 3rd, 4th round picks in loads of dynasty drafts when he came out like 3 years ago. I said, he looks so good. He's got pedigree, which obviously does generally tend to count in NFL since his dad was in the league. He looked really, really good. And I held on for him for way too long. And then now he looks good and he's not on any of our roster anymore because I just gave up. I think he filled in last year, did good filling in last year, and then immediately just got benched. Like, oh, you're RB3, so right, we'll never get him again. Benched him. But I think he's always looked good. I don't know why he doesn't get more opportunity, or he hasn't been, barring obviously injuries.
Who is the Raiders like really small wide receiver that like shouldn't have been good but was good for a couple of years?
Hunter
Renfrow. He's on the Panthers, yes. Hunter
Renfrow. Like he reminds me of a running back version of Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, he's got that technical ability that's there, but it's probably not sustainable, and nobody's going to see him and go, "You're an alpha." Yeah, I can see that.
There you go.
Fair play.
But yeah,
Good banger,
no,
though. I was just having a look through, and yeah, I think that is the only game that if you were to ask if somebody came fresh from the moon today and said, "Show me a good football game from this week," that's the only one you can truly choose.
Yeah.
Chiefs Broncos was fine. Ravens Browns was fine. Cardinals Niners was fine. Seahawks Rams felt good at times, but what a weird scoreline. Jags blowing out the Chargers. Bengals Steelers was Packers Giants is probably a close second.
Yeah.
Bears Vikings, all right. Yeah,
But-
it wasn't a great week. I think Panthers Falcons was probably
that's the one.
one I watched the most.
If you show someone fresh the Packers Giants, you've then got to spend 10 minutes explaining who Jameis Winston is.
So there's this horse, right? Ready to go into battle. And does Jesus is there somewhere? I don't know. But that's Jameis Winston for you. I digress. I'm going to stick with record breakers, and one of my bangers was I like the guy a lot. Anyway, Myles Garrett, first player in NFL history to record at least 12 sacks in 6 consecutive seasons. Is that because of the division that he's in? Is it because they often lose games and therefore go up against terrible, terrible teams every year? Who really knows? All I know is that Myles Garrett is an absolute beast. The only time I think he hasn't done anything is when I was there watching him live. And he did nothing against the Vikings. We didn't get a single. I think there might have been a tackle. But every other game, wow. what a guy. It's like going to the zoo and the lion's asleep. That's what I got from Myles Garrett. Then ironically, I did go to the zoo this year and all the lions were awake and eating and roaring and stuff. So, yep. I guess you get you can only have one or the other. Eh?
And I think there's a real life possibility. I guess 2 things about there's a real life possibility that he could break the single season sack record. Could probably do it this weekend with that matchup. And I saw a Browns fan say he's so good, but the Browns are so bad that teams don't even bother making a game plan for him because they'll win anyway. Because that's how it looks.
Yeah. Go ahead, hit him. Doesn't matter. You're the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Not even bothered, mate.
Yeah, fair play. I've just seen that they've got the Raiders this week. Much like who was it last week? Jets Browns that I was looking forward to. Oh, Raiders Browns, that's right down there, isn't it? That's what you want. 2-8 teams going head to head. One of them must have 3 wins this season. Da, da, da. Is it prime time? No, of course not. No.
Thank goodness.
Do you think Geno Smith's getting phone calls from his insurance provider? Just going, your premiums are going up 200%.
At an alarming rate.
Yeah, but that's also because people are saying that every car crash that they've been in is because it was Geno Smith's fault as well. Yeah. Because he is a car crash.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. God, we are absolutely just shooting threes here today, aren't we? God, but you got anything else that you enjoyed this week?
Not enjoy. I've got a whole heap of trash.
God, give us some rapid fire trash. Let's go through them.
Okay. JJ McCarthy. He was rubbish. He was so bad. He was completed 50% of his passes for 150 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And he was let's not beat about the bush. Both quarterbacks missed a load of throws this week, but he looked so bad. He looked scared. I saw a thing on PFF. They said in the first 3 quarters, he had a quarterback rating and a PFF rating of 36. The last quarter, he was 85. So where he nearly won it with that fantastic drive down to the end, including a 4th and 4 conversion to, I think, Addison, was really, really good. But he was throwing it long. He missed so many passes and they were so poorly off target that some of his receivers, particularly Jefferson and a little bit Addison as well, when the ball did come to them, they dropped it. It was like they were surprised that it had got there. Like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. He looked awful. He looked like Caleb Williams did last year. He was inaccurate. He was spooked. The difference between the two is that whereas Caleb would hold on the ball too long and get sacked an ungodly number of times, McCarthy will just yeet it, hope, and get picked off. Hence 9-5. It's his 9th interception.
I said this about JJ McCarthy in his first game this year. In the first half, I said those exact words. He reminds me of Caleb Williams. And then I switched off and not even bothered with the second half where he like blew the doors off of everyone and everyone forgot. So I was going through to the next week thinking that he's just going to be the exact same person. So I'm glad that you've caught up there. You're obviously just watching our podcast on a 14-week delay. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when you realize Scatter's awesome. Couple of things on JJ McCarthy. One, he's very lucky that Sam Darnold was poor this week.
Yeah.
There would have been a lot of talk about, look what he's doing over there. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Boy, we've given you Jetta. And that's the other part on it as well. The one true JJ at the Vikings. He didn't look very happy at all. He's got to start thinking about yeeting himself over if they don't sort out the QB sitch, did he? Didn't vibe well with Cousins, even though, well, no, he did vibe well with Cousins. They just didn't go anywhere. He had a good season-ish with Darnold, although still didn't blow the doors off. I don't know.
He did injured a bit, though, that season.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a shame. And then, I guess to be promised the second coming of Jesus Christ. And then not happening. You know, he's only got 2-3 prime years as your like alpha, like wide receiver one. So I do fear for them. The Vikings just can't seem to get everything right at the same time, can they?
Can we look at coaching for the Vikings a little bit? Because they've called 16 pass plays this season on 3rd and 4th within 3 yards. So that's like your 3rd and 3s, your 3rd and 2s, your 3rd and 1s, your 4th and etc. And they've had 0 completions.
Wow. And is that across both?
That's across both of those.
Right, okay.
Both 3rd and short and 4th and short. 16 attempts, pass plays, 0 completions. That's not just JJ McCarthy. That's bad scheming.
It's there's other things. I mean, the weapons are there. When you've got Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, all the sons, the Sons of Anarchy. Why aren't they being called that? I don't know.
My God. Get it. Copyright it.
Name for them.
Get
You've
it
got
on a t-shirt.
In running back as well, and then Jones spoiling it for everybody. But with those weapons that are there, the running back shouldn't be that hit or miss. The wide receivers should be able to just go, do you know what? We'll get at you and you'll get that yak. We can trust you to create that separation and do something special. A bit like last year, Cliff Kingsbury really kind of simplified that, the playbook for Jaden Daniels, and it really helped. Most of his reads were to one side of the field. It was the same 3 or 4 plays. They disguised them differently, but it was really the same 3 or 4 plays for Daniels to make things happen. Why aren't you doing that here? I don't really understand it. Ken McConnell's a fantastic coach. I stand by that. He's done really well for a long time, and I think he's really, really good. McCarthy needs work. His work over the middle of the field is very good. His work to the outside isn't. It's probably mechanics, and that's probably not going to get fixed until the off-season. But if people online can see that and say, actually, this is what needs to happen, can you just factor that into your play calling and your scheming and try to do something about that and just be a bit more creative with that to overcome his shortfalls? Because when they turn up, they're good. I mean, they've beat the Packers. Did they beat the Lions? I can't remember how they did against the Lions. They've had a couple of decent results in there. They beat the NFC North leaders. in week 1. So they've and
Bengals,
line's now-
Browns, Lions. I can't see the other one. Oh, Bears.
That's it.
Yeah. So it was the Lions, yeah, sorry, not the Packers, yeah. So
Yeah.
they beat the Lions in there. So they can do it, and they've got exceptional personnel everywhere at the minute, except for quarterback. And they've, like I said, they've had injuries, but they're back now, and they are injured. And defensively, they played so good in this game. So well. Flores played an absolute blinder. They didn't deserve to lose that game from a defensive point of view. But offensively, they just didn't have, they were all over. It just needed a competent game for 2 quarters rather than just one, and they'd have won.
4 of their games that they've lost have also been 1-score games as well. So you look at those 4th downs, you look at those 3rd and shorts, and you convert half of them. You're looking at other opportunities, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think they're going to struggle. I'm just looking at who they've got as well. They've still got to play the Packers twice. They've got the Seahawks and the Lions. And then in the middle of there, you've got Commanders and Cowboys. And then that just depends who shows up. Oh, and the Giants as well. But like 4 difficult games and then 3 coin flips, depending on the team that shows up, or 5 difficult games. Yeah, I think Forkham now, I think they're at best 6-11.
Yeah. I think that sounds about fair. Definitely.
Yeah. God bless them. Got a great color scheme, nice stadium. Like, they've got a lot going for them, the Vikings. I was there in my Percy Harvin jersey this weekend, just because my kid also has a Vikings t-shirt. She could choose whatever she wanted. She wanted the purple one, so she got a Vikings t-shirt. So we had to dress the same today, and that's what you do as parents. You've got to dress the same as your 4-year-old girls.
Absolutely.
Gonna check it out there. I was gonna say, speaking of, no, and I've I've got a banger. And as a Saints fan and a long time hater of the team, but I consider myself in recovery now. Bryce Young passes for a franchise record 448 yards in a game against the Falcons, who just didn't show up at all. I got at my that was just like fun to watch. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them a little bit later if we actually end up with the time. But yeah, like, just shout out to Bryce Young. God bless him. Just being the little guy that could. Like, that's my kind of like QB, and I think I said in our like group chat, I've got to stop enjoying like the little QBs that like run around a bunch. But like that's pretty impressive. 448. Like, in like Cam Newton was no like joke. He was launching like long balls a lot when he wasn't running it in himself. So for Bryce Young to take that, I'd call that a big win for the Panthers there and the people of Carolina.
Yeah, got to agree.
Shout out McMillan as well, the receiver, now 6th on the receiving board for all that. Also, shout out to the refs giving the Panthers both the direction in which they could play and the kick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I've got a little bit on McMillan anyway, but because we're talking about him, I found out this week that McMillan has a 6'6" wingspan. He's 6'4" tall, but he's 6'6" wide. Like, he could hold a basketball ring. I'm certain. Like, just from standing, it's unfair. The touchdown that he got, he hopped. There was barely any like air between him and the ground. He just it was your man that plays for the Spurs in the NBA. Wembanyama. It's boy, those two, like, I would love to see them. I want to see them hug, I think, mostly. Just see like how it comes all the way around one another, because they're too
like
skinny.
Slender Man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said Mr. I'm glad you said Slenderman, because I was going Mr. Tickle.
Oh, it's a good job we don't play for the Broncos, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. Anyone got anything to wrap up the B&T section before we talk
I just want
a
to
little
touch on it
topic?
briefly on that trash because it's that same game as well. The Falcons front office. Oh, they've had a rough couple of offseasons. So 2024, they hired. They went through the hiring cycle. They interviewed Ben Johnson. They interviewed Mike Vrabel, and they interviewed Mike McDonald, and they hired Raheem Morris. So those three have a combined.
So they didn't interview Raheem Morris. They just interviewed those three, and then went, "Actually, no, mate, you."
Yeah, just I know this bloke. Trust me. And yeah, those three teams combined this season have 8 losses. The Falcons on their own have 7. Now I know there's a lot more involved in that, but also the success of those 3 teams is accredited in large part to their coaches. Ben Johnson was obviously the most in-demand offensive mind. Mike Vrabel had already got a 1 seed with the Titans with a very, very average quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. He'd managed to get to the 1 seed above the Chiefs. So he'd shown it. And that's bonkers. And they went with Raheem Morris, and it's not really worked. And then this offseason, they traded back into the first round. With their own pick, they drafted a defensive end. Then they traded back. They put in a 2nd, a 7th, and next year's 1st to get a late 1st and a 3rd from the Rams to get a 2nd defensive end.
There it is. That's the Atlanta Falcons stat line that I need to hear from you there. What moves?
And
I was saying about depth.
And as it stands, that's the 8th overall pick for the Rams, who are possibly the best team in the league, and now get the 8th overall pick. And they've just lost Penix, and they've just lost Drake London for at least a week, and he's probably going to be slow coming back, and Kirk Cousins doesn't throw to him anyway. So that could creep up and up and up. The Rams can end up with a top 5 pick
and a Super Bowl.
I mean, that's some season, isn't it? They could draft the QB of the future. They could draft an elite QB to sit behind Stafford and learn, and still have a 1st-round pick. Absolutely bonkers.
Man, I'm grateful for the Falcons and teams like that. They really mix things up and give us something to talk about on the pod. Alex, anything before topic of the week?
No, we'll go to topic of the week instead of me talking about the Chargers being awful for 10 minutes.
Good times. Yeah, we'll ignore the other LA team, shall we, for now, and give Alex a rest. You already jumped off the bandwagon and then back on, so we'll check in next week and see whereabouts you land on the Chargers bandwagon. Topic of the week: Bear up. Based on the surprise Chicago Bears being surprising at the beginning of the season and continuing to be a surprise, we call this section Bear Up instead of the classic Bear Down. So, what teams have been and are still a surprise? Pete, I'm going to start with you.
I really struggled with this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Chicago Bears. Let's go with the self-named
team.
There he is. The lead team. I do not suit hats, but I'm going to put it on anyway because it's a bit.
I'm trying to jaunty angle.
Now I look suddenly about 14.
No way. I'm on me.
That really did not go well, bro. That was really bad.
Stitched him up. Should take a screenshot. Good thing it was full screen for that.
Yeah, thanks for that. Obviously, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and I've tended to try to skew balanced this season. I've been as skeptical about this team as it goes, and there's been a lot of memes saying this might be the worst 7-3 team of all time. There's been a lot of that going around. Going into this season, the Bears had a top 3 hardest strength of schedule. Well, that was the factor going in. Now, that's not proven to be the case, and they've beaten up on a lot of bad teams. And it's just not been the case. But they've done that with players out. They've lost their best player in Jalen Johnson for the most part. One of their better players, Kyler Gordon, whose shirt I'm repping today, has missed practically the entire season. TJ Edwards, their star linebacker, has been out. So what you'd argue is the 3 best defenders are out, yet they lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league in turnover differential because Caleb doesn't turn the ball over. He protects it very, very well. I think he's only turned the ball over in 8 games total over the 2 seasons that he's been a Bear. And he holds a rookie franchise record for that from last year. So he's really, really good at that. But what's really interesting is that going into this season, there was a lot of drama about, is the team picking it up? Is the offense picking it up? And there was a bit of a slow start on those first couple of games, particularly after that Lions game where they got absolutely demolished. Is this going to work? And Ben Johnson said, this is a really complicated offense. It's going to take time. We know we've got players here. We know it's going to take time. We're going to be at our best in December. And he's constantly said, we're slowly building, we'll work it out in December. But they're already 7-3 in November. They are way ahead of schedule. Now, looking at that schedule, if they get to 10 wins, that sounds about right to me. You probably win 3 more out because it's a really rough back end of the season. But they're playing well. And the really important thing is people saying, oh, they're winning close games. They're relying on turnovers. That's strategic. Without Jalen Johnson there, they don't have players to win in coverage and to beat and to hold their man off and pass breakups. So they're deliberately jumping routes to go for those interceptions. And that's why they keep giving up explosive plays. They didn't at the weekend, but that was more JJ's fault. They give up explosive plays and they give up big yardage in the hunt for turnovers and to try and win that turnover battle and give the offense a good chance. The fact that they're doing that with a depleted defense, with a new offense, they are 2nd in the league in rushing yards, and they are 3rd in the league in total offensive yards. From being bottom 5 in practically all offensive categories last year, it's an insane turnaround, absolutely ridiculous. And it shouldn't be disparaged or diminished because of their opposition. The opposition might not be great, but the steps made by the Bears, DeAndre Swift looks completely like a completely different player. Kyle Monungai, a 7th round pick, looks absolutely fantastic. They've got so many different weapons around there and they're using them. You saw it this week. He was playing passes to either Colston Loveland, they focus on their tight ends. Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet both got the most targets on the team, and they both had the highest PFF ratings. Durham Smythe, their tight end 3, had 3 targets. They were getting Travis Homer, their special teams 4th running back, on 3rd down conversions, and he probably would have got it if they hadn't tried to rip his head off with that really egregious missed face mask. They're just doing it all over there, and they're growing and growing and growing. They're not as good as their record, I don't think. But the important thing is when they win those close games, it gets into their head. And like this week, I thought, even when the Vikings scored, there was 50 seconds left, I was convinced they were going to win. And the players feel that. And I think the opposition starts to feel that as well. When it happens 5 times where they have these comebacks, the opposition just starts to, you're going to start to get nervous. They keep doing this. They keep doing this. They keep doing this. Are they going to do it against us? And the Bears special teams haven't been great this year. We were calling for Hightower to get fired last week. And then suddenly Devin Duvernay just 50-yard kickoff return at the death to set them up in near enough field goal range. The belief and the coaching and the buy-in from all of those players is enormous. Even if they don't quite make the playoffs this year, it has been a huge turnaround, and I think it can't be under. And I'm just enjoying it. They are the most fun team to watch in the league because every game's exciting.
Yeah, that's kind of it for me when it comes to the Chicago Bears. I've never, until this season, I've never gone, oh, I wonder what's going on in the Bears game. And now this season, it's like a kind of a catch-22. I know that you're going to keep your eye on it, so like I don't per se, because like the pod and what we talk about stuff. But I find myself just like sneaking to me like, oh yeah, let's just have a quick look, because they have been like super fun, and it has been quite dramatic, and I quite like that about the just the way that they play at the moment. And I don't know about their like schedule, like for the rest of the season, but I can see them taking that division now. All you've got to do is sneak out a couple of wins. The other guys have been, I mean, we've obviously talked about JJ McCarthy and the Vikings, like just getting real piss poor out there. And every weekend, I don't know which Green Bay team is going to show up. So you could easily take the division. And we've got a Chris Hewitt who's saying Bears for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I like your style and your surname. You must come from a very smart line of human beings. And he's also saying that he made it to see us live as well. Hi, Chris. But
look at those games left. You've got Steelers on Sunday, then you've got the Eagles, you've got the Packers twice, the Browns, the 49ers, and the Lions. You're looking and hoping for Steelers, Browns, maybe split the Packers. I think everything else is going to be a tall ask.
And as Chris's profile picture is Obi-Wan Kenobi saying you are the chosen one, the Bears definitely are the chosen ones.
Well, they've just got the new Pope is from Chicago, isn't he?
Oh, that's got to have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the horse that Jameis Winston was talking about. I see. It's all starting to make sense now. He wasn't talking about the Giants. He's talking about the Bears.
There are very, very few times I regret bringing up like a pop culture type thing, or like bringing up something funny on this podcast. I'm really going to regret the horse thing, aren't I? Like,
Alex,
this
horse has legs. Don't think it doesn't, my friend.
It's racism run.
Oh boy, I'm bringing up that horse like forever and a day. But thank you for your TED talk on the Chicago Bears. It's open. You may take the hat off. I'm gonna slide straight in, and I've already talked them up a little bit. And those of you related to me in the chat might be surprised to find that the team that I'm most surprised with and enjoying a lot are the Carolina Panthers. I started talking about Bryce Young earlier, talking about McMillan and his 6'6" wingspan and how he can just absolutely hop into the air and catch any ball. But much like the Bears, I want to see what the Panthers are up to each week. They're 6-4 for one thing. They have a win over both Green Bay and Dallas. Fine, Dallas have been a bit sketchy here and there, but if you said at the beginning of the season that the Panthers are going to beat the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys, people would laugh at you. People laughed at me for saying that I think they have a sneaky shot at making the playoffs. Alex laughed at me, but who's the horse now, Alex? This week alone, we've already said Bryce Young, who I liked coming out of the draft, and at the time I was kind of disappointed that he ended up going to the Panthers, but yada, yada, yada. 31 from 45 attempts, 448 yards. I've already said record for the franchise. In your face, Cam Newton. By the way, Cam Newton is the reason that I don't or didn't like the Panthers. He really tanked that franchise for me. Just hated the guy. Just wound me up every time I saw him on TV. I can respect him a little bit now that he's retired, but he was just doing my head in. It's got nothing to do with me being a Saints fan per se. They've got a cool run duo. I love to see mostly Dowdle, but Chuba Hubbard is out there doing Chuba Hubbardy things. I've already said about Bryce Young, but he's cool, young. He makes weird plays, and I enjoy that. When they work out, they work out. When they don't, it's disastrous, and he should be fired or benched like he was last year. But that's kind of the the allure of, oh gosh, really, the Panthers are doing it. They could end. I thought it could end up top of the division if they just sneak a win from the Bucks. They've got the Niners and the Saints in the next couple of weeks. 2 games that they can win. And obviously New Orleans with a sneaky ethical tank going on. But I said playoffs. I'm now thinking that there's a possibility that they could take the division. They're 6-5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-4. So they're only a little bit behind on that one. But yeah, I'll tune in each week to see him play.
Yeah, there's a good shout there with Canales for Coach of the Year as well. It doesn't seem to be getting talked up enough, and I think he really, really should, because that roster is not nearly as talented as that record. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I mean, Vrabel's getting that, but it would be nice to see a nod. Like I think we've said it before with like different like categories and things, just to get one person to vote for him to just be like, hey, by the way, we saw what you were doing there. Continue. I think we were talking about Mac Jones for MVP or something like that. Yeah. No, Drake May for MVP. Mac Jones and Drake May, they're the same guy to me. I'm sorry. Just could be. Brock Purdy. If there was a like Pokemon evolution line, it's them 3, isn't it? Or they're like a regional variation of one another where they're all the same guy with a different haircut.
Who's the first one? Who's the like
Mac Jones.
So Mac Jones is the rubbish starter. Then you've got, is it Brock Purdy that's the middle? And then you've got Drake May as the final finished form.
And when you mega evolve them, they're Tom Brady.
It's one of them that you have to trade. When you trade it, becomes Sam Darnold.
Oh, you've got it. And that's, yeah. And then you win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Got it.
Yeah.
Threw that one out there. Alex, go on then. Who have been a surprise for you, my guy?
The New England Patriots.
Yeah.
I was out. I think everybody was. No one was like, oh, they're going to win the division. Everyone expected the Dolphins to win this. Well, the Bills and the Dolphins to fly high, and then it to be the other side of it, and the Jets and the Patriots to be there. And this was a rebuilding year, and Vrabel was coming in to influence his style and go, yeah, this is how we're going to play. And then next year we'll build on that, and we'll shoot for the stars. And I've had a year with this quarterback, and I know he's good, and let's do it. I don't know what anyone's been drinking down there, but Drake May's the guy. Like, he's the dude. He will be their quarterback for the next 15 years. Touch wood, everything goes okay with him, and he doesn't get as many concussions as Tua Tagovailoa. But you're looking at...
Quick side note, if you fancy the most wholesome time, Mrs. May, Drake May's wife's social media is full of Patriots fans in the comments saying, make sure our king gets to his 8 hours sleep. She's got a TikTok account where she's baking bread, and they're like, is that for our boy? Make sure he gets his veggies. They're just absolutely like, kiss him on the forehead, good night, make sure he gets all the cuddles. Like, they are just like lent straight into, because she's just this nice, wholesome, normal like girl that just happens to be married to the quarterback of the New England Patriots. It is a beautiful thing to see.
So check it out. Yeah, definitely check it out. Henderson has back-to-back weeks with 2 touchdowns. He like Joel touched on it last week. He even asks for permission if he can. He doesn't just do it. He asks every time. Yeah. He will go, sir, Mr. Vrabel, sir, can I please have this touchdown? Can I score this? Does it work for our team? Does it not? The other one that is one of the major factors here that I don't think we talk about enough is that we looked at this roster and went, is Stephon Diggs going to be okay?
Yeah.
Is Stephon Diggs going to be capable of doing this? Or is he going to be a nuisance and a little bit of an irritant on the team? But 105 yards this week, 3 weeks of touchdowns the previous 4. Look at their schedule. I think they might win out this season.
Yeah, I was just looking at it there. What you got? Bengals, Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. So the Bills is the only one out of that where I'm like, they could really like come out swinging because they're in a bit of a touch and go situation. It's obviously divisional. Ravens a little lesser of that, but they've definitely got 4 wins there: Jets, Dolphins, Giants, Bengals. They're taking that division and possibly like getting the bye, aren't they?
Yeah,
The Bills had 5 years without Tom Brady to try and win something. Time's up. Rent's due. Step in, Drake May.
I mean, it's been said quite a bit again about schedule that they have historically the single easiest schedule of all time. Nobody's had as straightforward a schedule of this in terms of the caliber of opponents that they faced.
Jets, Dolphins twice a year. Just starts you off there, doesn't it?
Does help. It's a nice, and the Jets. Yeah.
I said Jets, Dolphins twice.
Oh, is it just
wins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, right, well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they have this, but they don't have a good roster. They don't. They have good coaching. They have Drake May, who went from an interception per game last year. I think he played 80% of more. Checking this over, had 80% of more snaps in 10 games last year, and he had 10 interceptions. So he looked good, but he was flawed. Now he's had 5 interceptions so far all season. He's turned that around. He's the most accurate quarterback in the league, I think, or one of them. He's getting Jared Goff type figures with significantly inferior pass catchers, and an injured Stephon Diggs, who's his best. It's all credit to them. I don't think we should undermine that at all.
And as we were just saying, like Vrabel's got a real good shout at Coach of the Year from like what Alex was saying. The team that just need a bit of a kick in the behind, bit of a rebuild. Just imagine if they got like 2 competent like receivers, like send Diggs to the farm, put him out to pasture, and just get a couple of guys like from somewhere. There's going to be someone around there that's like unhappy and leaves.
Yeah.
Alex is on mute. Welcome to the show, Alex.
We've already discussed multiple of them. One of them's JJ and from the Vikings.
I
don't like to live in a world where that happens. That scares me a little. That's too much. That's too big.
But DJ Moore could totally see DJ Moore going there just as a cap casualty, and he'd be brilliant in that offense as well. That seems like a good one to me, or like a T. Higgins, or even Garrett Wilson if they really blow it up. But I don't see that. That's probably a bit much for the Jets because it's in division.
Jet's gonna jet.
True.
You could also see if the Cowboys are like cutting stuff and see what they're doing. The Browns, they could maybe also do it as well because have they still got Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah.
So like Jerry Jeudy could be a 1B, like because he has that potential to be, and yeah, there's plenty of good receivers that will be on the market this year for the New England Patriots.
Vrabel will probably just get like a couple of old guys on the cheap, right? Bring Cooper Kupp in. Get that type of player, like a Brandon Cooks, Cooper Kupp type, old veteran. He knows what he's doing. He'll do a job for us. He's not going to be the main guy, but he'll churn over those yards and be good in the end zone. I think that screams of Vrabel type play, and then build through the draft.
He's absolutely right. Oh, let's pick him up. Look at him. I love just dropping that jump scare that probably gets the people watching mid-sentence just like hit a button. So it's good. Yeah, enjoyed talking about those few teams. We don't highlight individual teams each week very much, so that's a pretty decent one. But on to the pick 'em and flick 'em for the week. Shout out still to S Black 74, still first overall. Just can't seem to chip away at the guy. He's got 113. Right, I'm 10 behind him. He's been first overall for quite some time. Into podcast rivalries going on. Alex and Pete, you're both respectfully on 99 and 65 at joint 11th in the pick'em. I don't know if one of you got better and one of you got worse, or if both things happened, but there you are, just chilling in that 11th spot. I'm holding on to 8th with my life, with a 103 to 61. I had an absolute blinder this week, and the only teams that let me down are teams that definitely should have won, but such is life. I'm going to talk a little of the underdogs. Already spoke about them. I've picked them to take the win. Carolina Panthers are the underdog against the 49ers. Brock Purdy could end up being Brock Purdy again. And I think week on week, the Niners are just going to slowly start to build their team back. People are going to start coming off injury. George Kittle looked like a monster the past weekend. But I've taken the Carolina Panthers. I can see him just being feisty out there and taking that. I've also got the Cleveland Browns, who are the underdogs against the Las Vegas Raiders. To be fair, is there such thing as an underdog in that game? It's just dogs, isn't it?
That's the abbreviation for it.
Somebody had to be an underdog, and apparently Vegas, ironically, thinks that Vegas are the better team of that. And I always like to just chuck out a little who could sneak an upset. And I've got a possibility that Tampa could just sneak the win over the Rams. There's just a little part of me that I've not picked it. I've picked the Rams. I just think that out of all of the games this weekend coming, that Tampa could surprise. All it takes is Baker to take it personally.
They could get Godwin back as well this week.
Oh, is he finally ready?
Possibility, yeah. So that makes a difference to them.
Oh, and a quick shout out to Mitrix for the One Brave Soul Award for this week. He was the only person to pick the Jags to beat the Chargers. Just wanted to make sure that the Chargers got mentioned a little bit. God bless him. Right, what we got, boys? You got any underdogs this week, or are you just picking all the favorites to try and drag your way up to catch my 8th place?
I don't feel good about it, but I've got the Falcons beating the Saints with Cousins, without Drake London. I don't. It always or usually helps when you've got a different quarterback that you've not got so much tape on from recent games where they're used to playing one, and you get that bounce form week. And also the Saints are rubbish.
Ethically rubbish.
Ethically rubbish. And unethically too. So I think that Falcons might sneak that one, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, if Rodgers plays, and this is just trauma from years of Rodgers, I think they will probably win in Chicago. If he doesn't play,
rent free in your head, doesn't he?
He does.
I honestly think I think this is the year you exercise those demons.
But is it going to feel that really sad of, we've done it now just because he's old? Like when you realise you're stronger than your dad?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just because he's old.
It's absolutely going to be doing that. And it's old and he's only got one working wrist. That is absolutely how it's going to be. And he will go on the McAfee show and say exactly that. But
shout out to how sad he looked, by the way, when his wrist was hoiting him.
It was funny. The other one that is surprising is that the Colts are a 38% underdog against the Chiefs.
Weird.
I've taken the Chiefs because, as you know, I think the Colts wheel's going to fall off any week now. It's been 10 weeks, or they've had 10 games. Game 11, here we go. This is the real downfall.
Also, do we have bye weeks this week?
Yes. Yeah, quite a lot that are all affecting my my teams, which isn't really helpful.
Super late for a bye week 12.
Yeah, it really is. I think we've got some as late as week 14, or is this the last one?
I think 14 is usually the last time that you get teams. Patriots,
Oh.
Giants, Niners, Panthers all have week 14 off. Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah.
God, that's nice for the Patriots, isn't it? Giants, Niners, Panthers. Are they going to be like in a playoff position? Who really knows? But the Patriots to have week 14 off, just have a nice little rest, come back for 3 weeks, and then go into the playoffs. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, that's worked nicely. But yeah, that Colt one's quite interesting because they've obviously just come off the bye as well, so they've had an extra week to prep for the Chiefs as well. It's just a shame it's an Arrowhead, which does make it a little bit more spicy.
And off the back of a loss, the big teams, you hate to go against them because all week they're going to be banging on about it to one another in the locker room, getting real jazzed. And in like Saunders, Indiana Jones, and the Colts, I just see the Chiefs absolutely blowing out the Colts here, and people being like, "Oh, is it finally happening? Yeah, that's Joel been right all along."
That's what they'll be saying
In the
on
booth,
CBS,
Tom Brady.
Fox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at like games of the actual week that I'm really kind of like jazzed for, there's nothing that's really jumping out. You know, I like a loser bowl, so Browns Raiders, Jags Cards feels a bit off. Eagles Cowboys is boring. Falcons Saints.
Oh,
Not a lot going on. Like,
Eagles Cowboys is great. That's my game of the week.
is it? Go on.
Yeah, because the Cowboys offense is mid, and the
Well,
Eagles
yeah.
defense is mid. And then
Where is it?
The Cowboys late window Sunday.
It's in Dallas.
In
Yeah.
Dallas. Okay.
So like the Eagles offense apparently isn't very good because they've got one receiver that is just throwing his toys out of a pram yet again, and the Dallas defense sucks. This could be great, and obviously they hate each other, so that's always fun.
I might just take this week off. It's Steelers Bears. Nah, nothing's really doing it for me this week.
I think
I'm
Rams
going to watch
Bucks,
the loser ball.
Rams Bucks is going to be the one for me. I think that's going to be a good game. Bucks are always entertaining. So are the Rams. I think that's going to be the one to watch. It's just a shame that is Sunday Night Football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't scroll that far. I just watched the highlights the following morning. Panthers Niners would probably be the one that I would watch. Who decided that was going to be like the Monday Night Football game? That at the beginning, the scheduling gods are like, I guess we should give these two a go. Granted, a 6-5 Panthers versus 7-4 Niners is actually like pretty cool nowadays. But yeah, that screams 6 o'clock to me, like a 6:05 kickoff on a Sunday.
That also screams that could have been a flexed out game.
Yeah, but now it looks like a game that you'd have flexed in.
Yeah,
weirdly.
Yeah. God bless him. Well, looking forward to some of this week, I guess. Nothing's really jumping. That's a disappointment. But I'm feeling, and it might end up being a bit of a I don't know, a topic or a semi rant, but I'm getting regular season fatigue at the moment. I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm ready for the playoff football is my favorite. Those few weeks where it's like knockout football. Now you're talking. I can already see the lines being drawn here. Who I'm expecting to be in there. I can't see a great like massive push from anyone else. So these weeks are just going to tick down for me unless there's some like severely like interesting matchups. Granted, we've got like fantasy playoffs and stuff, which brings things back up. Yeah. So we're talking usually like week 14, 15, 16, where that's at. So I think weeks 11 through 13 for me, bit of a slump, ready for a bit more excitement. But yeah, that's me. Anybody got anything that they would delightfully talk about before we do one?
Just want to say thank you for you guys. I appreciate you both.
Big fan of your work, the pair of you. Tip your waitresses, knew your best. Do you know how? Good Lord.